Do you ever find yourself staring at your email? You wrote out that email about the announcement, you're raising your rates, and then all of a sudden some doubt creeps in. This is Lauren Fogelman with Business Success Solution. And some of the thoughts that maybe go through your mind are, what if my clients can't afford this? What if they all leave? I don't have any more clients. And is it possible that nobody will want to work with me anymore? Do any of these things sound familiar? Or maybe there's a slightly different version on one of those thoughts that keep you from hitting the send button. Well, that was actually Rihanna's story too. When we first met, she was charging $150 a month for her bookkeeping services. She found herself working a lot of hours, not just during regular business hours, but into the evening. It creeped over into the weekends, took away from her personal time with her family. Emails, they were answered at all times of the day and night. And she also knew that she was undercharging. Her bank account just didn't reflect her expertise and her efforts. But there were some things that she did. And a year later, she now had minimum fees that were $650 a month. Yes, she went from $150 a month minimum to $650 a month minimum. 50% of her clients actually pay upfront for her services, and she works about 3.5 days a week. And it wasn't her expertise that changed or the quality of her services because she was very client-centered already. What changed was her money story, the thoughts going on in her head, her mindset about how she viewed herself and her firm and her work with her clients. But I want to share with you the 3 barriers which actually kept her stuck, because they might be the same for you. And by having awareness about that might lead to you having that ability to change things around so you can finally hit send and have your fees reflect the value of the services that you offer your clients. So the very first one is inherited money beliefs. Because maybe you're like Rihanna, where she grew up in a family where money was seen as actually a source of stress. It was something that was hard to earn, and it was just as difficult to keep. And those things were actually keeping her back from charging higher fees that reflect her expertise. So it was like you had to really labor in order to make a dollar. And that was the very first thing. She had limiting beliefs around money based upon the culture and the family that she grew up in. The second one is she had certain assumptions about her clients' budgets. She was able to go into their financials. She saw what they were doing, where their expenses were, what their cash flow was like. And she believed that they couldn't afford higher level services with her or to pay more. However, one of the things that we talked about is that clients care more about the relationship and the service delivery than they do about price. If they see that you really care about them, you understand what their priorities are, you can help them solve a problem, then actually price becomes secondary. And there's a lot of research out there that shows that about 85% of your clients prioritize the relationship and service delivery over price. And then the third barrier for her was weak boundaries. Like I said, responding to emails at all hours and texts at all hours. Sunday evening at 8:15, she gets a text. She immediately stops what she's doing with her family, goes and takes care of responding to that text. She also said yes to scope creep without charging any additional fees for those requests, those projects, those additional resources or services that she was doing for clients. And she would negotiate her fees to keep clients happy, avoid having a difficult conversation about why she charged that much and standing by it. She wanted to be able to please them, and that meant saying yes to a lot of things that she really regretted later on. And every single time that you do something like that, you go ahead and respond at all hours of the night. You say yes to scope creep. You negotiate or lower your fees as soon as there's any pushback. It gives a message, not only to your clients, but to yourself also, that what you offer and your time isn't really that valuable. And one of the insights that came out of all this change in her mindset was that she now realizes if a potential client immediately asks, what's your hourly rate? Then she knows that particular client is not going to be a good fit for her firm. She's no longer just pricing her services differently. She's qualifying potential clients differently. So as I shared before, her 3 money beliefs, her money story that was holding her back was inherited money beliefs, assumptions about client budgets, and also weak boundaries. That were the things that she worked on changing and allowed her to go ahead and raise her fees. So here's what's possible for you when you start to elevate or shift your mindset and turn something negative that's holding you back into something positive that allows you to step up in a higher way and move forward. Instead of asking during that initial consult, how many transactions do you have? What you want to ask is, what is the toll that these financial challenges are taking on your business and also on your personal life? So you want to be able to ask that. It's a question that starts to differentiate you from other firm owners. The second thing is, instead of asking or in telling someone my hourly rate is, you want to say something along the lines of, let's first talk about the impact that these changes would have on your business, the things that you want to put in place, the challenges you want to implement and get rid of. How would that make a change? So once again, instead, talk about my hourly rate is, which is leading with your time. What you want to lead with is the benefit of having a solution. So let's talk about the impact that these changes would have on your business as well as in your life. And another one to think about is, stop thinking about in your head, I can't charge that much. Just get rid of that one. Of course you can. It's been proven time and time again. I show my firm owners that I work with how to do it all the time when they come initially with some of these similar mindsets. What you want to think about instead is, what's the cost to my clients if they continue with these financial problems and don't get them solved? It's a different way of looking at the same thing. Instead of I can't charge that much, start to think about your client, put them first. What's the cost of my client for continuing to tolerate this, not changing it if they don't take any action? So think about for yourself, how long have you been stuck thinking about raising your rates, knowing that you ought to, but you've been hesitant to take any action? Has it been months, years? Maybe since you first started, you've never done it yet. And I want to just remind you, your clients aren't paying for your time, not at all. What they're paying for is peace of mind, financial clarity, time back in their day, and also the solutions to their problems. That's what they're paying you, is to be able to solve what's going on so that they have peace of mind, that it's handled, you've got it covered. It gives them more financial clarity about the day-to-day insights so they can make better informed decisions. They get time back because they don't have to go chasing information or doing it themselves. It's done for them. You're taking care of it for them. And also, some of these financial problems that they're currently having when they originally come to you, you're able to go ahead and solve them. When you start looking at things from that, the benefit to the client, because you know the solutions to implement in order to be able to remove these challenges, then price becomes so much easier. Your confidence grows, and yes, your bank account, just like Rihanna's, will reflect that. So are you ready to rewrite your money story? You know that you're getting in your own way. Then let's go ahead and have a conversation. It's a complimentary strategy session. We're going to look at what's stopping you from increasing your fees, look at a clear plan to start to raise your rates with confidence, and also develop strategies to attract some high-value clients who actually respect and appreciate the expertise that you bring to the table for them. If that appeals to you, then go to businesssuccesssolution.com/let's talk to get started. And remember, your pricing ought to reflect your value, your expertise. It's your time to own it and really step up your game. So I look forward to further conversations. If you want to have a strategy session, reach out to me at businesssuccesssolution.com/let's talk. This is Lauren Fogelman with Business Success Solutions, showing accounting firm owners how to be able to double their income working half the time.